Well, this is why I said what I said, because we played sometimes games like that, and the Premier League sometimes will give you a game like that. But what I like about what he said, and Jamie was mentioning it at the end, and we were talking about it, so many times they were not patient enough on the ball. Every time they put the ball down and they tried to make 3 to 4 passes to go on the right and on the left, they did open, but they didn't do it very often. I don't know why. Obviously, the crowd, they got bullied at times. They were over them, but I think they got away with one. That's how it is. It reminds me of the other day when Arsenal won at Man United. People were talking more about Man United than something tonight, but they managed to find a way to win it
through strength, like he said.
I'm not sure. I mean, you mentioned the duels in the first half. I thought Liverpool lost a lot of duels in the first half. And in some ways, people always say the best way to win is with a last-minute winner. Of course, everybody knows that. But in some ways, the way Liverpool won is almost the worst way to win, taking away the last-minute goal. But in terms of, like, you being dominated for 10 men.
It's been a while since we've seen United in action, 11 days. What do we need to see today, though?
Look, I think these big breaks in between matches probably in some ways are good for Michael Carrick. He gets lots of time on the pitch, on the training pitch with the players, but on the other hand, you don't get a chance to obviously get back at it, particularly after a defeat, but also to build some rhythm. So I imagine it's a little bit of a double-edged sword for him at the moment, but he'll want to see a performance, I think. Obviously, the victory is so important, who they're playing against today. It's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be end-to-end. I think there'll be goals. But I do think that performance matters, and I think that Michael will have known that over those preceding weeks of the Newcastle game, performances just weren't quite right, and eventually you can get caught out. So I think he'll want a good performance today and a good result. But I do think it's difficult sometimes when you haven't got a game sort of, if you like, within a sort of quick amount of time, because you're trying to manage players sort of up and downs during a long period off.
I think sometimes we can get so hyperfixated for a little bit. To think Michael Carrick and Manchester United have clawed back 11 points to Aston Villa from the start of his reign back at the club. I mean, that is mightily impressive, isn't it?
Oh, it's incredible. The position that United find themselves in from where they were pre-Christmas is a miracle, really. We went through that period, that 2-month period together, didn't we? It felt like we were coming here every single week, and it was a real struggle. But there's a light now that shines on Old Trafford. Michael Carrick's brought that sort of relaxed atmosphere back. He's got good composure. He's got a good way with dealing with the media. The results have come. The performances in the first part of his reign were absolutely sensational. Honestly, I think when we saw those performances against the likes of Tottenham, Arsenal and City, I thought that was some of the best performances I've seen here in the last 10 years. Since then, it's been more of a sort of not being at their best, not being at that level, but getting over the line and getting results.